Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday, wherever you are. Today is a pretty important Group AF matchup. This is a win and in between Tylersalt and IConIC. All dungeons key sanity with boots. Gamachu is already advanced to the next part of the tournament, the bracket stage, with a 5-1 win record. But this race here is for second place, and Salt winning it, as you see that right there. Tylersalt and IConIC. I am TJ Maelstrom. I will be doing commentary alongside Raylan Tankier. Okay. He told me to butcher his name on purpose. I hope I'm doing a good job. Raylan Tankier, how you doing?
I think you can get worse on that. Like that sound overall still fine.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do worse next time, I promise.
We'll see. But yeah, looks like countdown already starting. 80 keys with boots, so pretty execution heavy the race. We need to find a lot of stuff. We need to do a lot of things, so we will be here for a while. But let's see what we're starting, and that's Bo and Link's house.
Yeah, that's one of the things we'll need. We'll need at least 3 things to complete this race. At least 3. Well, no, more than that. Alright, we got a little divergence here. Checking that island. There's a key over there. I like that. Take a look at that real quick. Oh. I guess Tyler was hoping those invincibility frames from the water would last long enough. Too bad, so sad.
Like, if you're quick, there might be, depends maybe a bit on enemy RNG, but
yeah, I don't think you can be quicker than that.
Got a third rock smoky from Uncle. We need a few of those, so always nice to get one. Ganon,
now that's something we need at least 3 of. You want to talk about that? Yeah, that's actual true. I'm not just trolling this time.
No. Need 3 of those at least. The 4th, you might want to get for peace of mind, but you're most of the time not worried too much about it.
I've seen it necessary as early as a week ago, so take that for what it's worth.
Yeah. What we definitely like to see, and what we still don't need 3 of, but like to have 3 of, is the sword.
Yeah.
Definitely makes dashing with the boots much more comfortable.
It sure does. I mean, when you're a minute and a half in, you're happy to just see that one. I mean, for God's sakes, we don't have any arrows yet.
Yep.
The disrespect on that crow. Did you see that? Nice tree pull from Tylersalt there, getting some much-needed resources, and I don't think there was anything on that lumberjack.
I mean, we get a second try here.
Yeah.
Tylersalt, or... Nope, still 10 arrows.
I mean, we want it now, but we're not going to go all the way for
it. Like, we have a sword already.
No, get the money. That's right, IConIC. Yeah, that's right. That's what you do. That's right. Okay, I got a little excited there for $20. I'm sorry.
But they are kind of important. When we want to go into Kakariko, we need to pay off the bottle vendor, which costs 100 rupees. On the usual trip, without double dipping the well or blind side out, we will get an additional 50. So without those 20, we would be 30 off. With these 20, we are only 10 off, which would be just a quick trip through the well, which is quite a bit quicker. So
we're likely to see at least one more bit of money going on there. I like how they both turned away at once and realized that, you know what, who's comment here? Not cross keys, by the way. Just IConIC reminding himself there that it is not an entrance mode. We've all done that before.
Nah, I think that was really more for getting 2 bombs out of the bonk rocks, resetting that.
You're right.
IConIC never did the tree pull, which, I mean, you could have, especially after killing one enemy with the sword with the boots. It's pretty quick.
Yeah, that's exactly what there was. You're right. I apologize for saying it wasn't, but it is. GT small keys coming out already. Literally half of them in the first 3 minutes here.
Yeah, I mean, they usually don't do this much, since you need...
Yo, what?
Okay.
That's a little nutty.
I mean, you do need 7 crystals to get into GT, so you need quite a lot of stuff beforehand. So most of the time, when you are able to access GT, then you don't really have that much left to do or to search. So
yeah. It's kind of why I'm rolling my eyes at those keys right now, because it's like, why are you here now in this early sphere? Like, what are you doing?
Like, even for a full clear of GT, we only need 2 if we are careful about the keys. So like, it's not like we are desperately needing to look for some. Like, if we are just finishing GT, we don't even need any. We can just do with 1 under the pot on the left side and 1 of a mini Helma to finish GT. So yeah.
By the way, that was the trashiest well I think I've ever seen in my life. in a key sanity scene, I've seen some pretty bad wells, but wow, that was messed. Wow, ooh. Eastern Palace Mickey and a bow already, huh?
And the lamp.
And where are these scenes when I'm playing? I guess that's the next place we go, right? Like,
I mean,
very, very clear destination.
If we probably have to, like, we can go South Shore. There will be a lot of items down there, but we have no. I mean, we don't have no items for Dark World access. Technically, we are basically just capable sort of getting Dark World access.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, just go to Easter, homie. Just go.
Like, if you didn't get the message yet, I guess this would be your last reminder. Sure.
Just do it. Just like get in that dungeon, get it done. That's all.
Like, might be a small advantage routing wise for IConIC here, as Tylersalt has been over to Zar already, so has to doubly walk into that area. Given that we have no glove yet, we cannot just go up the right side easily. So yeah, IConIC here with a slight more efficient route to that.
Almost negligible, because Tyler's gonna have to go the same direction.
Yeah, like it's not much, but like these little differences in routes can make or break the seed in the long run. Like, we will have to do a lot. Like, we will have to walk a lot of places, and we don't need to walk a lot to turn in the green pendant, apparently. That's the Palace of Darkness.
And we will need a mirror in order to get that efficiently. This is, looks like going to be dam into Mini Moldorm Cave.
Yeah. I mean, for Tylersalt, I definitely can see that. Given that you have been already to Zar, you might not be as inclined to go back over there. Yes, it's still 6 items in Eastern, but like finding a glove just to get up on the right side to not have to take the long way around
right, and
will make it easier.
Yeah, and these are checks you're going to do anyway, more than likely.
Yeah.
It's very rare you don't do this. It's early in the game. You got a nice dense item cave right next to you. IConIC is charging right in. Let's see, there you go. Look at that.
Yeah, there's the glove.
And just like that, Zora's in logic too.
Yep. Like, not likely that we will get to see Zora very soon, given that we have only 4 rupees on Tylersalt's side right now.
Their lack of money is the exact reason I brought it up.
I mean, maybe you can sell those GT small keys. We just found the last one.
Tyler, just pick that thing up and use Ether, man. Just, whatever, it's too late. Another GT key, by the way, in the Eastern Palace. So that's all 4 small GT keys, which is, I don't want to say unprecedented, but certainly unusual.
Yeah, unusual it certainly is. So we do get a book, so Tylersalt has the option of just turning around and go over to Desert. We do have the boots, so will be item of the torches and logic. We do have a glove, so we could even steal the key from the back if we want.
True, that's bold. That's a bold move in 80 keys.
Yeah.
I've seen some situations where it would have paid off a lot, and others where it's like, what are you doing? Like, no, that's the kind of crazy person play that would, break a few seats wide open. Other than that GT small key, which has implications. There really hasn't been much of anything in this Eastern Palace, but you know, it's something that needs to get done. And there you go. There's some powder.
Yeah, I was basically holding off on judging Eastern Palace items yet because like the obvious tells were the bow and the big key, so big chest and boss respectively. And yeah, that powder could be interesting.
Yeah.
Need a hammer to check it, but yeah. Could be early required.
I mean, there's a lot of things that Eastern Palace could be implying here. It could be just railroading us into a logical but circumventable key, or it could be like hard required. It could be a red crystal required. That's a lot of money, goddamn. You don't expect seeing that from a man down by the river.
I mean,
what was I saying? Something about Eastern Palace and being stupid? Yeah, all right. Red crystal, maybe another pendant for a pedestal pull. We have a book, we can check that out.
It's not going to be the green pennant, we know that. So that would have been actually quite interesting. But,
sure would have.
Not happening. So yeah. I mean, we do have a bow already. Know that pot is a pendant. Maybe Eastern is a pendant, and the pedestal is going to be required a bit earlier.
Yeah, we can check that. We have the technology.
Yep.
Tyler is getting bullied up this pathway, even though it was his glove made it more efficient.
Yep.
And now we get to see the verdict coming in momentarily. We're going to reload first, because cool. Respect that.
I mean, this is currently our best weapon by far, so having a bit of ammunition for that is definitely nice to have. And that's a key.
Skullwoods. Yep, okay. Well.
Yeah. So yeah, not really too much of value in Eastern. I mean, we take the powder for healing and it's a possible item check, but we can't access it yet really. Skullwoods key is nice. We want to have one of them, but yeah.
Honestly, more questions than answers in Eastern Palace.
Yeah.
Except there's a lot of stuff for Ganon's tower right now. We're missing the big key and the world's most useful compass.
Looks like IConIC is taking it to Hyrule Castle now. Always a weird proposition in 80 keys because there are some logical implications. The two chests towards cell to cell, like the cell one and the boomerang chest, are not illogic without the Hyrule Castle small key, which was not here in this chest.
That's another paw big key, which is, we got, what was that, 1 of 6 now?
Yeah. It was one of the small ones which are 6 off, not the big key, but yeah, you're basically right on the number.
Yep.
Given that we have a bow, not too far-fetched that we might have to go into pot relatively early. Like we have lamp, and there are a few checks already available once we get double access.
Honestly, the landscape of the seed so far has been so undetermined that it's hard to get a good read on anything yet.
Yeah.
Like we can spout speculation till the cows come home, and then just be like, "Yeah, we got this thing we didn't expect. Like maybe there's going to be flippers somewhere down here, and then the Hyrule Castle small key is just going to be in pod or whatever." And that's turn the logic topsy turvy. Except it was nothing, and we're just moving on with our lives. Yeah, it's not worth it.
I mean, with the glove, back of escape is in logic, so there's 3 quick checks there. We do still have to check out the desert area, so there are a few checks left, and we do need to find something relatively soon. I guess we can go up the mountain too with the glove,
Sure
but that's
can.
also only 2 checks, logically.
The book has... the book is telling me that, desert might be a thing, but, like, you don't really want to go in there right now.
Yeah, it's just 2 checks. You could steal the key for an additional 2, but that's quite a long trip to go to the back and then go back to the front to the right side. And you are not always eager to steal that key because it absolutely requires you to fight the desert small key to finish the seed at the end. And when you have played Key Sanity a few times, you really don't want to put into a situation where you need to find a key that you didn't have to find.
Right. Yeah, God forbid you need that desert key somewhere down the line.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to stake your tournament life on it, yeah, go right ahead, homie. That's on you. Me, I'm not. I don't know. I'd have to feel crazy in the moment in order to get that done. IConIC is out of bombs, so we'll not be able to get to Mini Moldorm Cave here. Unless there's bombs in the dam itself, and we'll probably have to use that glove for certain things. Nope, no bombs there. Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Also, cannot really go over to Egina because that also needs a bomb. So, right. And not having the book, yeah, unfortunate.
Yeah, that sucks. Okay. Raise your hand if you expected that. Put your hand down, TJ Maelstrom.
So that's our Titansmiths here in Back of Escape, which allow us to check King's Tomb, but doesn't really do that much more as of yet. Still missing a Moon Pearl to be able to do a lot of stuff in the Dark World.
I mean that essentially just puts us in a Moon Pearl means Dark World access, and then once we get that, the world is yours essentially. I mean, it pretty much only opens up the western area, but it's enough to be like, okay, I have a whole nother area of stuff to do, and IConIC is not going to find bombs in these rats.
No. That's the magic prospect. Mm-hmm. Like I wasn't exactly sure if that full magic was the first drop. If so, yeah, then there's no bombs.
Yeah, doesn't even have enough money to buy them. Sheesh. Well, let's do this King's Tomb. Maybe that's something.
Could also go up the mountain alongside it. Try triple on the way, which probably is not going to be the bomb one, given how many enemies IConIC killed by this point.
Well, now you can buy bombs.
It's also the 50-50 rock here. You could take with the glove.
I mean, if you're going to buy bombs, why even bother trying?
Yeah. I mean, I guess, looking at the key there on Lake Alia, it is a bit slow to buy bombs, though. You need to go at least 2 screens out of your way and then go back. So,
well, that's true. It's even slower to not have any at all. So, yeah. Keep your resources topped off, everybody. Don't forget. It's the essence of what get the money means. When I say get the money, I mean keep your resources topped off. Finally gonna get this, what was in here again?
The book.
Book, that's right, yes. That's why I didn't remember, because it's like, what is that book doing there? Tylersalt, okay. He knew what he was doing. Why? Did we just forget Ether is a thing? Like, you work so hard for these bombs, but that magic is so free, and Ether is so fast.
Yeah, it is a thing that is not that common to come across, so it's very easily to forget that you can make use of your medallions. And the Bombos medallion specifically is also not that fast.
No.
But Ether is pretty quick and pretty easy to use.
Sure is. But no, at the end of the day, nobody really likes standing still for any amount of time, so I get it.
Yeah.
Nobody likes to watch a cutscene, no matter how short it is.
Yeah, I mean...
Maybe if Ether came with a skip ads button.
That would certainly be nice.
I'd rather Bombos come with that, but you know.
I mean, like, you cannot have everything.
No, you can't. You can't. In fact, me even asking sounds like a very privileged take on everything. Like, I want my Ether to be faster, gosh darn it. This really fast spell isn't fast enough. No, I'm gonna throw bombs at mini Moldorms because that doesn't take forever. All right, I'm done. That's the last you'll hear of it today. So we're going to the desert, right? Because that's really all we have left to do.
Pretty much.
We got the mountain. We got this book telling us, "Hey, go to desert," even though you don't have any keys. I know it kind of stinks, but you know, them's the breaks, homie. Oh, nice sword.
Oh, I'd like to see that.
This is a cool out of logic pull from IConIC. Yeah. We're gonna scout the ledge because there's really nothing else you can do up here besides that. Hey, look at this!
Another sword.
Go for it. Yeah, go for it. Yeah. This splash at least tricky, but I think IConIC is up. I definitely would have kept that water walk for that.
Yeah, maybe not too familiar with having that water walk here. It's definitely makes this easier.
1, 2, 3.
But could also just be the fact that you are just training it on the position where you don't have the water walk, so you may be feeling more comfortable with the timing there.
Well, got it in one, and gets a reward with a tempered sword for the effort, so that's good. Hey, a bug net! That's the kind of thing you want to see when you're looking for progression in Desert Palace without any keys, right?
Absolutely. Now you can defeat Aga 1 with it, if you ever get access.
That's the end of this for Tylersalt, right? We didn't find any keys, so...
Nope. There's still a Gina, so...
Are we going to a Gina's cave now? That's why we're going this way. Yeah. Okay.
Going out the right side this way. Because going out the main entrances doesn't really work. And you don't really want to leave behind a Gina at this point, because it's like one of your 3 last remaining checks by this point.
Hey, we're high-fiving.
I mean, I guess there's Zora, but...
We don't have any money. I mean, we can Ulahan. We don't have any flippers yet, but not like we couldn't do it with flippers anyway, so...
There's Moon Pearl.
Okay, sure. Well, I guess we know what we're doing now, huh?
Go up the mountain?
We go up the mountain, sure. That's right.
I mean, most likely we're just gonna go into the Dark World, probably check out Skull Woods, because there's a lot of checks available there. So
with the big key and the small key from the Eastern Palace, yeah, I'm definitely going to that. I'm definitely going to the Skull Woods right now. I'm getting as much done there as I can.
Yep. Like, there's an option to maybe check the Vanilla Big Key chest if you feel a little bit risk-friendly.
I'm going there first.
Yeah, I mean, it is a bit out of the way. You don't have the quickest loadout to maybe do it. So, like...
I mean, you got silver arrows. That'll take care of the Gyptos in a single shot each. But yeah, I mean, Samaria would make this trivial.
Yeah.
It's not like it's that bad.
It's not bad. Like, it is an option for when you want to be a bit more aggressive and maybe hope for the fire up before getting to this. Like, there's some way to skip it. It would be pretty bad in the seat, I guess, because it's a hook shot.
Yeah, it would have been terrible. Okay, just take a bunch of hits and get grab anyway. It's cool. Alright, we got that key, so we're not going to grab the other one and hit the other way. But hook shot is nice. That's more mountain access for everybody.
Yep.
IConIC is cleaning up some of these checks that he couldn't do because he had no bombs before. Okay.
Yep.
Makes sense. Hey, cool money. We need that.
There was the Skull Woods big key, so good thing that IConIC did.
Yeah, we're about to find out the contents of this chest. Oh no, that is a death. Okay.
Yeah, not too terrible. We just start this very room again, but yeah, not what you wanted to happen there.
I exaggerated for comedic effect, but even still, that kind of sucks.
That looks might be too high.
No, we're good. Okay. Much ado about nothing.
Well, you cannot know beforehand, so...
No, you can't. If you could, this would be boring.
Yep. Also, apparently there's a lot of compasses here.
Can't be why we're in here, right? Come on, really? all this bluster over Skull Woods, and you're just gonna give us a bunch of compass? Actually, the compasses and mats do have logical implications that are a thing in these seeds, right? Like,
yes.
I'd never actually figured that out, but yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah, for the VTOR key sanity logic, map and compass are required for you to finish a dungeon logically. So, like, if the green pendant holds onto an item, you need the map and the compass for that dungeon, for that item to be considered logical.
It seems a little obtuse.
It's not doing that much for you, but there are some things that you could potentially imply of seeing, for example, a map or compass on Lumberjack to infer maybe the location of the castle tower keys being in Ganon's tower or not.
I mean, you look at a map on Lumberjack, and you never know which one it is.
Yeah, but like, if you pay enough attention, you get the map for Hyrule Castle and Ganon's tower, and you get all 3 pendant maps. Then you don't really need to know what map it is on there, because you know it's a crystal map, and that means that castle tower keys cannot be in Ganon's tower. Like, it's a very fringe case scenario, and it doesn't really do that much for you, but if you are noticing some specific maps and compasses pop up very early in the logic, you can maybe infer something off of it to maybe have to go into certain dungeons earlier than others.
Yeah. So basically what you're saying is it's useless, but don't ignore it.
Pretty much.
Meanwhile, this village of Outcasts, big key jamboree happening right now. There's some much needed money for IConIC.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good price off of the game aside from the actual item.
Yeah, that's a nice preamble there. And we did learn that Thieves Town is a pendant, so that's blue or red, because green is what you call it there, pod, right? I knew the name of that dungeon right off the bat.
Yeah, which, I mean, interesting. Thieves Town is a rather easy pendant, rather light on required items for it. Basically, we just need both keys at this point.
Yeah, when Thieves Town is a pendant, those keys tend to be pretty obnoxious.
Yeah.
Just Thieves Town being a pendant usually just, for many reasons, it just feels bad. I really don't like it when Thieves Town is a pendant, and that might just be a visceral reaction to that dungeon in general.
I mean, Thieves Town being a pendant in open mode, or open or standard in the more basic modes, definitely
Roll my eyes.
Yeah, not what you like to see. Oh, there's some flippers.
Speaking of things you don't like to see.
I mean, in all dungeons, key sanity specifically, pendant Thieves Town isn't that terrible. It's a bit awkward because you might have to consider the fact that the Thieves Town back key will be in GT.
Right.
And yeah, that's Thieves Town small key logic might make things pretty awkward, as it might force you to skip the big chest anyway, even if you have the hammer.
See, that's another reason having Thieves Town be a pendant is obnoxious, in my opinion. Because of that small key and because of that big chest, like that really narrows down, or really just like broadens the amount of places that those really obnoxious keys can actually be. Oh, good, a mushroom.
Rock small key, pot small key. You like to see those? There's our money.
Yeah, we've been pretty scarce on small keys in general, like, unless it's Ganon's tower, of course. Oh, we're picking this dude up. IConIC is. Let's go. All right.
Yeah.
Turning in this mushroom because we have powder. Yeah. All right. Kind of railroading himself into a very specific route by doing this.
Yeah. Like, you never know. It can absolutely be required for you to do the smith and the purple chest without a mirror. But without a flute, without really a big reason to return to Village of Outcasts, turning in the smith for that one item, and then even picking up the purple chest maybe off of that. It's so long for so little checks.
Yeah.
Like, you could just go over to pod and have more checks in logic available to you.
I mean, I frankly just don't like being put in this situation in general, where you kind of force into the Dark World via the Titansmith. You can't really do anything other than Village of Outcasts and Skullwoods. You do get the hook shot, which is nice and puts us in other places, but you're kind of put in this position where it's like, okay, I have mitts and Smith Chain is available. Like, do I really want to do this, or do I wait till later? But if I don't do it now, what am I missing out on? It's not a fun position to be in.
I mean, according to Tracker, also, by the way, shout out to our Tracker Ardu. IConIC did not pick up the hookshot yet, so without that, that means IConIC might not have been as deep into Skull Woods, which turning in the Smith would actually give you a reason to do that after that. So maybe IConIC just.
And hopefully that works out and that hookshot doesn't get ignored for too long. Like, that's the kind of check that you would kick yourself for not doing, and a race as important to your tournament life as this. Yeah, well, Zora's nothing, but we're getting that sword for sure.
Oh, interesting bottle there off of the Smiths. IConIC can check that immediately.
Right, yeah, we got one more thing to do over here.
Tylersalt picking up that third sword.
And we've reached sword parity. All right, what you got? We have some rice. Cool. Yeah. All right. Well, at least we got a bottle out of it. IConIC is heading back to Dark World. Might go all the way down into Skullwoods. Get that thing there. We're going up the mountain for Tylersalt, because that is probably the next most dense area for us. A billion and a half. Yeah, billion and a half things up there.
Yeah. We do have the mitts, we do have the hook shots, we do have the moon pearl, so, like, mountain is basically completely open aside from Hera for now.
Yeah, I'd like to know where Samaria is, by the way. Oh, we need Hammer before we get to Turtle Rock, but... Yeah. I mean, looks like Turtle Rock is priming itself for a little bit of an adventure.
I mean, true. We are just one small key away from the laser bridge being in logic once we get access.
Right. But that access is a little further off than that still.
Yeah, still need a hammer, still need the Cane of Samaria. And we don't know yet if we might need Quake or not. Like, that's the usual situation. You get 2 medallions, the third one's the one you're being required.
It does feel like that happens disproportionately often.
Yeah.
It definitely does feel like that.
The small key on Spectacle Rock, so another small key locked behind the mirror. There's something to keep track of because we... Sure.
Not exactly what you want to see, but I guess I'm not mad at it.
I mean,
So is IConIC here looking at a jaunt in the pod now? Because we're walking.
Well, yeah, running, I mean, we do have 2 small keys. We have a bow, so...
2 small keys is not a lot.
It's not a lot, but the front is in logic for 5 checks with that single one, even without the hammer. Like,
speaking of the devil,
yeah, that makes things definitely more interesting. Yeah. Could also now decide to just go over to Hera and finish that. Tylersalt.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty decent idea. Nice ice run. Here we go. Half magic. It's chock full of nuts over here. By the way, a lot of swords in the water today, huh?
Yep.
Lady of the Lake and all, right?
Looks like it. Did also get a mail off of Paradox, so yeah, that was a nice cave of goodies. Unfortunately, Tylersalt apparently picking up a drop mid-air, so bomb jump failing.
I didn't see what was on the pyramid, by the way. It must not have been that important.
I was too much focused on Paradox Cave.
I mean, it was Paradox Cave. You're gonna look at that like, oh, let's look at the playground here, right? Ring Circus and all that. Yeah, Tylersalt probably headed over to the Hera area, getting that ether tablet along the way as well. Lots of mirror locked visible keys today, huh? Seems to be a theme going on here.
I mean, it's certainly gonna be an adventure once we get the mirror and are looking for Castle Tower small keys.
Right? Like all the places you have to go.
Yeah.
Let's worry about the mirror first. Oh, there you go.
Yes, at least one small key.
That's the third one. Yay!
There we go.
At least 3.
So, what's now going to happen is we get the fire on laser bridge, right, and just can walk straight to Trinex.
That never happens. You know it.
I mean, we do have all keys of the art that we need to go down there, including the lamp. So, like we are basically just a Ganon Samaria off of that scenario.
Mostly.
And we didn't see
there it is.
Well, okay, no, we do have everything we need for except maybe Quake.
Yeah, but when does IConIC pick up that hook shot in order to get him over there? Unless there's a mirror over here, even then, you can't get that hammer without that hook shot.
So what IConIC basically needs to find is the fire rods, pulling them back to Skull Woods.
Correct.
If not, this could get ugly. Although IConIC doesn't really have the mountain open at all without either hookshot or mirror.
Yeah, so probably going to get railroaded and bottlenecked up there at some point.
Yeah.
Still plenty more to do in this pod. We're probably going to break sequence here and go to the back a little bit too.
I mean, yeah, but
if you're coming all this way, then you might as well.
No, we only have 2 keys. We don't have the hammer, so we cannot save on one. So while we can get into the back and we can hammer jump and can get a lot of things done, we have to leave a few chests behind.
Yeah, if I find nothing back here, I may be interested in just like save scumming this key and just doing a hard reset after that death warp. Since everything else is just locked in. But it's more than likely you're going to find something back here. Something you're going to want to keep.
Well, we know pot is a pendant.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a chance that the bunch of pot small keys might be towards the later end of the seed anyway, and that means there cannot be really that much back in here.
Well, I think whatever this is, yeah, we're going to want to keep that.
Yeah, that seems like an important one.
Yeah, and that'll put IConIC maybe back in that general area, so maybe the hookshot is back on the menu for him. A 3rd pod key for Tylersalt. That'll mean you can do more in that dungeon. And probably, well, depending on what we find in the Dark Death Mountain over here, might be the next destination for Tylersalt. A big key to pod would be humongous.
I mean, you have 3 pod keys now. You got an early bow, you got an early lamp. 4 pod keys put the back in logic for 3 checks. So, given with the 5 others that are already in logic in the front, pod seems like a very good proposition.
Yeah, like 1, 4, and 6. Those are the numbers.
Yeah, like there's not much else that Tylersalt can do at this moment that is logically available. So, yeah, pod seems like probably
pod's coming.
There's the Hyrule Castle small key that doesn't really do anything for us. Swamp small key though.
That's huge. That's a big one.
Yeah, like to see that one.
Yeah, Biggie Smalls over there.
Cannot really do much with it yet without a mirror, but once we find that, yeah, we have that to do again.
Yeah, that's really it though. Only a mirror. It is Quake. Look at this.
Yeah, of course it is.
Every time, disproportionately often. Whatever. You gotta laugh, because if you don't, you're like, this game stinks. Oh, that's neat.
Blue, though. Okay, sure, we can now also go into the Maya area.
That might dissuade Tyler from going to pod for a little while.
Maybe. I mean, the flute does make access to Ice Palace a bit quicker, which Tyler can do. Without a cane, a bit awkward. We do have the big key, so we at least don't have to worry about leaving stuff behind. But without a small key, without a cane of Samaria, routing in there is a bit awkward, so you might not be as inclined to. like my area, yes, you could go into Mire, but you don't have a cane. You might not know. We don't know yet if Mire might also be Quake. So, like, it might just be Mire shit that we are able to access that.
I guess we can find out. We don't have any Mire keys either, so
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe ice might be what Tylersalt is.
Ice.
I really couldn't say honestly, but ice is probably. I think my number one Tylersalt might want to look into it next, or what are we? Oh yeah, the powder. Okay.
I mean, ice would be definitely reasonable, depending on how much you would want to try getting the pod big key before going into pod. Given that it's a pendant that we only saw 3 keys right now, like it's not that often that you are able to just single dip.
What is that?
Darkness.
Oh my gosh!
Now that key might actually try to pull Tyler into Mire here.
I'm thinking about it. I really am.
I mean, if we can get into Mire, there is a lot of things that we can do in there. Looks like we're getting ice first.
Here goes ice, yeah. The sooner Tyler finds that pod big, the more advantageous his position will be.
Yeah. It is gonna be an Ice Palace bomb jump, though no small key, so the way to the right side is a bit longer than you would like to, maybe.
This is gonna be a pretty long-winded dungeon without these keys and these tools.
So, like, I definitely could have seen people just go into pod. Given that we have 3 keys, you might have missed one. Maybe there's one here in ice that would logically push you into pod. So, those 2 were basically your 2 good choices you would have available right now.
Honestly, if I didn't know where Samari is, and if I'm playing the seed, I don't. I think Mire's actually a decently strong play here.
Yeah.
It's actually not like of the dungeons that you can have to double dip. It's honestly relatively fast.
Yeah,
compared to the way you have to do Ice Palace anyway.
It's always a trade-off. It is always a trade-off. Thing with it is we don't know that we can get into it yet, so it might just be the 2 checks in Mire shed. What in and of itself might not be a bad check to do.
Yeah. I mean, looking doesn't take that long either.
But we also don't have any Mire small keys yet, so we are very, very far from the 2 checks on the Firelock side being in logic. So it's actually not that much items. Like,
no,
still 5, which
it's
isn't
more about
bad,
it's more about the time commitment than anything else, really.
Yeah. But Pod in itself has more items, and it's so unlikely that you are able to single that one.
Sure, it has. It might have more items, but Mire definitely has more logical items open.
No. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess depending on
7 logical items. Oh, okay,
no,
never
5.
mind. You're right. We need that's right. The small keys are a thing. You're right. You're not wrong. So that is true. That is true.
Yeah, which pod could just have with simply the front, and with 1 more pod key, 3 more items would be in logic and pod. So
right. But again, time commitments.
Yeah.
Speaking of time commitments, how long until IConIC needs this hook shot in order to progress? Because we're going every which way. It's not really getting very much. And meanwhile, Tyler is like charging ahead here. And I don't think IConIC is really finding that many things to push the envelope. I mean, Samari is. That's an important find. But it's not like that's not along the beaten path.
But it's also a bit dangerous for IConIC, especially with that 1 Ice Palace Smoky now found of Purple Chest, because IConIC could just go into Ice Palace without the hammer. From what IConIC knows, hammer and Ice Palace is definitely a reasonable option in the seed, which would be very unfortunate.
It's going up the mountain now.
Yeah, I mean, 2 checks available there. No logical access to Spy Cave yet. missing invisibility items of that. The blue goo will make it able to brute force it. So could do that there.
Well, there's a Meyer small.
I mean, you take it. You like to have one to make my routing a bit more efficient.
Sure do. It's annoying to do without one.
Yeah.
I'm listening to this song, this track. What MSU is this? Because I'm listening to this, and all I want to do is order like the hardest whiskey in like a Western saloon right now. That's and just sit and just start playing poker. What is that? That Desert Palace key, Maron. Who puts things inside that big chest?
As far as I am aware, Tylersalt should be using the Leisure Suit Larry MSU.
Okay. Leisure Suit Larry. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's a throwback. Sheesh. I miss those old Sierra games.
Was not my time, so can't talk too much to that.
Yeah, I don't think they'd hold up these days. They were pretty. You want to talk about obtuse? Wow! And here we go, guy. Kind of going into Ice Palace.
Yeah, I kind of feared this. Like, if you deciding to commit that skip to that skip of the Skullwood's big key chest, then you are usually trying to hold on that for as long as you can until you find the fire rod.
Yeah, that's the story of the seed, and unfortunately, there's not going to be anything in this dungeon that really is going to help him out at all.
Yep.
Like, Samaria is the one advantage IConIC has, and we'll be able to use it here to some effect, but certainly nothing that's gonna open things up for him. And
nope.
Yeah, there's been nothing in here. What's the only thing we got here? Meyer big. That's it.
I mean, the desert big.
Meyer small. So... Desert big and Meyer small.
Yeah. And yeah, IConIC will be able to find the desert big, so might get pulled over to desert again. Yeah, this is gonna be bad.
Yeah, things are definitely coming up Tylersalt right now.
Yeah, like, I mean, just with the efficiency that Tylersalt can get through the checks, like, Tylersalt will come into a position where they can just check, like, basically every check in the game without much of a worry. Now, you do not know where your opponent is, and you don't expect them to miss the route this badly. So you can't be sure. But,
you're always thinking the opposite, right?
Yeah. Like, although I mean, Tylersalt can be maybe be happy about finding that hook shot in a position that is easily skippable. Let's say it like this.
I'm still not feeling very confident about it. I find a hook shot there. I'm thinking, no, my opponent probably finds this, but in this case, not so much, I guess.
You definitely have at least the mindset that you didn't miss this, which is good because there was a lot behind it. So you don't need to worry about make some very, very aggressive plays because you're probably.
Oh my god, that's huge. That's really important for IConIC.
It is probably what IConIC needs, but on the other side, like at this point, there is not much else that IConIC could do. I guess there's no. Thieves Town back? No, IConIC has done that already.
Already done it, yeah, but at least that'll put him back into Skull Woods with more of a purpose.
Yeah, that's maybe the big point behind it, but like it's like it feels like something that IConIC would have probably have to do anyway, even without the fire rod.
Right. I guess it's not that
yeah,
it definitely would have helped IConIC if that showed up much sooner. And it's already committed to a double dip of Ice Palace, already committed to a double dip of Palace of Darkness, but we don't know if that's required anyway. Left something behind in Thieves Town. We'll need to go back into Skull Woods, but we'll now have exactly what we need to get the dungeon at least. So
yeah,
that's gonna be Tylersalt's next play for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with the loot. Like for IConIC, I mean, finding that fire rod here at least saves another trip back into Skull Woods, so it is some help. Was that the Swamp Biggie?
It was Swamp Big, yes.
Okay, I mean, we take it. One more check when we get in there.
This pod big is just in GT, isn't it?
Probably. But yeah, like the trade-off for being able to get back there with one less trip to Skull Woods is having to double dip ice, which is not a beneficial trade-off for you. Even with the Cane of Samaria.
Speaking of Cane of Samaria, Tylersalt looks like he's about to commit to a double dip of Mire. That
was Ether, so we can get in there, and we do now have that one small key, so routing in there will be nice. That's our last TR key, by the way.
Sure is.
It's also the other ice for the small key.
Yeah, Tyler doesn't need that anymore. So Tylersalt needs a pod big in order to put him on the best possible path here. Mirror would kind of distract from Samaria. Depending on where that pod big is, Samaria might be a big point of contention for Tyler in this race, and maybe IConIC can catch up because of it.
Yes, but
it's
I
possible.
Don't really see it. Like, I mean, you really want to try to find that pod big key, and it's definitely something that could happen. But on the other end, pod has up to 14 items, and if you know it's a pendant, you always have to consider the fact that the pod big key you are looking for might just be in GT. And like there will come a point where you are down to like 1 or 2 off checks versus just having that big chunk of items in there that is 4 big part in logic for the longest time. So
I think it's likely that the pod big is just locked behind the mirror anyway.
Yeah.
In some way, shape, or form. Whether it be in Swamp Palace or in GT, which requires Swamp Palace be done, I think. Actually, we don't even know where our final pendant is, do we? We're still missing one.
I think so. Wait, no, we do. Apparently Desert Palace was a pendant. So
Desert Palace was a pendant? Okay. I missed that.
If I read the tracker correctly, this is not a crystal symbol for desert. So, we know that pot is the green pendant, we knew that Thieves Town is a pendant, and if desert is a pendant, which our tracker does confirm again, so yep. That means we know all 3 pendants.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, I should have been paying more attention. IConIC is going to get this hook shot and feel really unhappy about it, probably. But
probably.
At least we'll have it.
Well, I mean, this hook shot might not be feeling the worst yet.
If I'm seeing it here, when I could have definitely have had it sooner, and it would have helped me out, yeah, I'd be upset to see this right now.
I mean, you're probably not gonna be happy, but I think what really is gonna hurt is finding the hammer immediately after it on the mountain.
Yeah.
So like now you could still have the hope that this trip into Ice Palace might have been required to find the hammer here in the back of Skullwood's fire lock. Like this is the faint hope that you might cling on to as IConIC here, and it is gonna get shattered all too soon.
Yeah. So what does IConIC need as an out? Like mirror has to be here, right? In this chest coming up here.
Well, there's Quake.
Oh boy. Yeah, things are not looking great for IConIC.
Like, what has to have happened for IConIC here? I don't think the mirror here is gonna help IConIC at any point, because Tylersalt with the flute will finish Skullwoods at some point. Probably right now, and looking for Samaria. So, like, a mirror here would just absolutely hurt IConIC.
Right, like, yeah, the first... I don't know, I think mirror before Tyler finds that Samaria is the only... It's the only thing that can help. Mirror has to be before Samaria, I think.
Yeah, but what checks is IConIC going to do that Tylersalt is not going to do, or otherwise,
or hasn't already done? Yeah.
So like the maybe biggest point of contention that could come up is Tylersalt commits to a TR without mirror. IConIC somehow finds that mirror before going into TR and is able to pull out a Castle Tower small key out of Mimic Cave, because that would be something that Tylersalt would probably last.
Yeah, something really long-winded and difficult to return to, like that. Yeah.
But I don't really see much opportunity for that to happen anymore. So,
no.
And this is certainly not a mirror here. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, those Castle Tower keys have been incredibly absent.
I mean, we certainly did not need them yet. I mean, there could always be something in the 2 items in Castle Tower. We would need 1 key for the 2nd item.
Yeah.
But it certainly didn't look like it so far, given how much access we got. Now, would be a funny thing if the mirror would be up there. We had access to that for quite a while now, but given how the items were spaced out, we never had a good opportunity to go in there. So,
here's his hammer.
Yep.
Really upsetting to see that. I mean, does he go back to ice now? Probably.
I mean, you finished the mountain first. And I mean, you do have everything to clear the rest of ice, so there's not much point in delaying it, I guess.
Can't get into TR because that's straight up in Mire.
Yep. Like, that would maybe be something that IConIC would like to do here, but gets the bad news that TR is gonna be that exact 1 missing medallion.
Exactly.
Which,
This is probably going to be pod for Tylersalt now.
Yeah, has to be.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Like, what else could it be? Catfish would be an option.
Yeah, we want our last Aqua Sword, right? Spike Cave is the thing. Now, pod, you're not doing one-offs here when you have 3 pod keys. You're probably saying, yeah, this is enough.
Yeah, you might have missed the pod key, maybe on Purple Chest, maybe on the Smith. So it could easily be just 4 available to you. Might just be 1 in pod, you never know. So yeah, you basically consider this as 8 items in Logic that are here versus like the few one-offs that you have available throughout the world. So you absolutely go in here. You will find your Cane. You now can full clear TR. And probably find your mirror. Full clear Swamp. Yeah. Go into GD. You get the Thieves Town big key that was here, right?
Yes, it was in the back. Yeah, it was. I think it was in the dark corridor, the 4-lock side.
Yeah. So this might put you in a weird position where you could finish Thieves Town, but might not want to yet because you don't have the small key. I mean, on the other hand, it would. No, we don't have the pod key yet. It wouldn't put you up the pedestal. So I don't know.
It's probably Turtle Rock. The answer.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely do Turtle Rock first. That's a full clearable dungeon that is fully in Logic, and it's not that usual that you actually have all 4 TR keys when you first consider.
Definitely not, right? Is he leaving? He's thinking about it. All right.
I wouldn't have blamed Tylersalt.
I saw.
because-
I know the thought process there. I felt the gears turning. I felt that.
Yeah, like maybe do the right side here still, because you are quite here. That are the items that are still in logic. You know this is a win and in situation, so you cannot just play it absolutely safe and say, well, if I lose, then I still have another chance. So you have to consider the fact that your opponent might be on a similar good route, and you cannot just make unnecessary trips that waste time. And potback could be some of the things that either can waste a lot of time or be absolutely required. And if you have a full clearable TR minus mirror on your plate, then I can see just going for that.
Well, one thing for sure is that Tyler decided to bail before picking up the Thieves' Town Big Key. So one way or the other, well, Thieves' Town is a pendant, so no.
I mean, given on where the pot big key will turn up, and where the pot small keys are, there could be a scenario where Tylersalt's go mode item will be that very Thieves' Town big key, and IConIC could just get into go mode in GT off of a pot big key there, for example.
Yes.
So like, maybe this is the chance that IConIC needs. Dead rocking themselves though isn't. That's for sure. That's not a version of dead rocking yourself that you see that often. Blocking your way to the
blocking your way up the little hill there, yeah.
Yeah.
You're kind of getting the bad news about TR there.
Yeah, you really didn't want to see that here, yeah.
So a couple of real big skips on both sides. IConIC missing the hookshot the first time through Skull Woods, and now Tyler leaving behind a very required Thieves' Town Big Key in the back of Palace of Darkness. Not really sure when we're going to get that. I mean, you're going to have to go back to Pod at some point.
Yeah, I mean,
but
you're going to have to go back, so it might not be that terrible. We just don't know when that will be.
Right, but let me finish my thought process here, because we have this entire thing about, you know, how many things can possibly be in Ganon's tower. Are you gonna look for all of that stuff in GT when you know your thing is just in Pod? And well, you don't know that. But let's say a Tylersalt comes to a situation where that Thieves' Town Big Key is the only thing he needs, right? Gets into GT, and suddenly the next thing you're just scouring that entire dungeon looking for something that's not gonna be there.
Yeah, it's definitely a worry. One thing that might ease that worry for you is you haven't found any castle tower key yet. You still need to find both. So it's not that unlikely that you have to search Ganon's tower for at least one of them anyway in a big part. So even if the other one might be in the pot back, it might not be all too terrible for you.
GT Big is still out there too.
Though. Yeah, that too. So we still need to find a few items, and
mirror still, like, the mirror is going to show up.
Yeah, the mirror has to show up knowing that Swamp is a crystal, so that will be coming up at some point, and most likely in Turtle Rock.
I'd say almost guaranteed. The only other place I think it could possibly be is, well, let's see, if we have more pod keys in Turtle Rock, then maybe it's 6 key lock, but that's unlikely. Where else? Maybe the first chest in Castle Tower.
Yeah, that's a good one. We did just get to see that Maya is a red crystal. We do have a selection of crystals already available. Swamp was not a red one.
Okay, so I was wondering about that.
And I don't think TR was one, but I might have been off on that one. So there's a chance that Red Bomb holds onto the mirror, and we do have one crystal already in the form of Hera or Eastern Palace. Now, crucially, Hera wouldn't be in logic really for that without the big key yet, so that has to be somewhere around 2. Probably in Turtle Rock, but we don't know.
Hera would be kind of filthy right about now.
It certainly wouldn't have been the first mirror in Hera.
Yeah. Versus this fully clearable TR? We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, like, again, with all the TR keys that we found up to this point, like, it wouldn't surprise me to see the mirror in here. Now, interesting situation would be if you find the mirror on Laser Bridge, do you mirror back out and check Mimic Cave?
Absolutely.
Or are you willing to take that risk?
No. I'm going to Mimic Cave. Absolutely. There's no way in hell I'd ever want to leave that behind.
I mean, you say that, but that is an additional 2 minutes to spend in this dungeon, like for a single
I don't care.
check.
I don't care. I'm not leaving that behind. In no world, in no universe do I leave that behind.
Well, you might not, but IConIC certainly has
yeah.
potential reason to do so.
Yeah.
Like, you desperately need those 2 minutes.
I would need to feel like I'm in a desperate scenario. Like, I would need to feel like really, really bad about my route in order to even think about that. That is a really, really difficult mirror spot to get back to, and
yep.
Thinking about having to go back to that after exploring everything else just makes me sick. But again, that's just my take on it.
Absolutely understandable.
Yeah.
And if you are on a good route, I would probably agree every single time on it. But IConIC has not been on that good route. So, like, I'm always on the lookout for these situations. And as a comm, that's obviously way more easy than being a racer.
Yeah.
But yeah, being aware of these spots where you can potentially save a minute or two on your opponent doing something aggressive when you have a bad route could be like the 1 or 2 minutes that you need to have a chance.
You know, you just never know.
Yeah.
There's no way of knowing. It's either righty or not, and you're not gonna get a second chance here.
Nope. You don't get to. Now, what's probably best for Tylersalt if mirror is in this very chest, because then it's exactly on the way to what you would do anyway. That's not though, unfortunately.
It's not a mirror, no.
Now, Bill can get it in the TR big chest. That would just be basically right then and there. And every check after that would be annoying. Like, Laser Bridge wouldn't be all too terrible either. Trinix would feel pretty bad.
Yeah.
Because you were forced to go out of the dungeon and then go back in again for that check.
I think in that situation, I may want to leave it behind.
Although I mean, if you were to go into GT, maybe. But given that you have to go off the mountain anyway, I don't think it would actually be that much worse than mirroring out from Laser Bridge. Like, going back to the front again is like a small.
Okay,
well, there's a castle tower key.
And
one more to go.
The chances for the mirror in that place just doubled.
Yep.
Now IConIC is going over these singular hammer checks that Tyler has already done, and man, where is this mirror? This is really obnoxious, this mirror.
Did we see hammer packs? Don't think we did yet, right? Tylersalt didn't really do Smith Chain.
No, he didn't. I don't think Tyler has been back here because he didn't find the big key again after with the hammer. So no, I don't think we've seen hammer packs yet.
No mirror to make those checks better. So yeah, that could also be a potential option. IConIC with the Meyer big key now will finish Meyer. We have seen that from Tylersalt earlier before TR. Makes absolutely sense. This will also put IConIC to the Quake, so we'll be able to do TR afterwards. That's not a mirror.
No, it's not showing up.
That's not a mirror.
It's a little weird, getting a little weird now, huh? No.
That's a heart container.
Okay.
Yeah, Trinix or Bust.
guess. I'm honestly surprised to see nothing here.
Yeah, I mean, Tylersalt might just do Spy Cave after this.
Yeah, you do Spy Cave after this for sure.
Like, if the mirror is not exactly here on Trinix, we're running out of options for it. So, Spy Cave is one that you can just reasonably chain into after this. I'm going for the zero cycle here. Well, we don't have the butter sword, so zero cycle is going to work. But
the minimal cycle.
Yeah. Like, I was going off of the fact that we have seen the fourth sword on IConIC side, but yeah, Tyler did not get Catfish yet. Which actually is something I don't know if we do have both.
By the way,
I
had no idea Trinex was Jewish. I had no idea. Not a mirror though. L'chaim to your arrows.
Wow.
They play having the Gil. Okay, never mind. Forget it. Playing a Jewish folk song for the. No Spike Cave. That is a choice.
Actually, a choice. Although this might be a red bomb for Tylersalt. I mean, you have the flute. You can just always go up to the portal. So Spy Cave is like basically whatever, where you don't really lose any time doing it that way over just running over from TR. And we do have the ability to do red bombs, so
I guess, yeah. I guess I don't know what they were, but I'm guessing Turtle Rock was one of them.
I mean, we know Maya was one.
Yeah.
And the choice is then probably between TR, Eastern, and Hera, and well, probably not Hera, although it might. But yeah, we don't really care. We can do red bomb, so we do red bomb.
I kind of want to know. Like, it has. I want to know the implications of the dungeons I've done, but hey, it's whatever. Is that close enough?
That should be.
Yeah, it should be fine, right? There we go. Okay, it's not the small red bomb after all.
Nope. That's a quite big one.
Pod
That's
small?
Pod key.
And pod small? Oh,
hierarchy.
Ew. Well, that's another thing to let you do once you get the spike key.
Yeah. You have to take the long way around for that.
That's true, right? Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't really matter for Spy Cave, because if the mirror is not in Spy Cave, you would have to take the long way around to Hera anyway. So by that point, you can just jump down. So it's technically a bit more efficient this way.
Yeah.
Like, might do Castle Tower first, though, maybe, now that you got one key. That has been there for a while. Like, it was very annoying that you didn't have the mirror to chain that into after Red Bomb, but yeah, that's basically the big thing of the seed here. We don't have the mirror. So, there's the last sword for Tylersalt.
So let's see. Spike Cave is we don't have a cape or burna.
Nope,
is that
not on logic.
No. That might be why Tylersalt didn't have to do it. Tower of Hera basement stinks to do.
Yeah, like, you can check the bottle now that Tyler got off somewhere here.
Yeah.
Tyler could be maybe thinking about Smith Chain here.
Yeah.
Like, we do have the flute now, so it's more bearable. We do have hammer packs on the way too, so it's 3 checks that we can do. Yeah, Tyler does not have the big key. We got one more pot key, so there was some reason to go back to pod, but not too much.
I'm pretty sure Tyler's not going to go back to pod until the big key is acquired or until he's forced.
I mean, if you find another pod key and we are on 5, then you maybe, because at that point the 6 key lock checks are on the table.
Yeah, I'm still holding out hope for that big key though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hammer pegs is nothing.
Yeah.
So, Arrow basement?
Hera basement, castle tower. That's it.
Castle tower. Yeah.
If we find, let's see, do we have knowledge of 5 pod keys yet, or just 4?
I wanna say
there was one in purple chest, right?
Yeah. No, purple chest was ice.
Oh, it's ice. Okay.
So if the tracker is correct, we only have knowledge of 4.
Okay, so there's still 2 more out there. So I wouldn't say pods on the table just yet.
No. Like, the 4 would put the Thieves Town big key in logic.
Yes. Which is what where we're at now. I believe there's just 4 found, so yeah.
Like, I could see a scenario where we have the Thieves Town small key maybe in Castle Tower or on a Hera basement, and then the Thieves Town big chest has our mirror. But I think that's probably the most out there option that we still have left, aside from the mirror just popping up at some point and then basically opening up GT for the pod big key and the Castle Tower small key. And I guess the entirety of Swamp alongside that, with a bunch of mirror checks on the way, which all feel pretty awful.
Mirror notwithstanding, I guess. Man, nobody likes doing Smith chain the long way like this, but
I mean, sometimes you have to do what you have to do. Yeah, like what are your other options? A Castle Tower, which is awkward to get to.
Sure. I mean, we've seen
Hero basement.
We've seen at least 3 mirror-locked visible small keys.
Yeah.
So, I think it's safe to say at least one of those may be pod. What small keys are we missing? We're missing 1 Castle Tower small. We're missing Desert small. We're missing 2 pod smalls, 1 Skull Woods, 1 Thieves Town, 2 Mire. So like, what, 8?
Yep.
I think I count. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Looks like we're getting to see Castle Tower, and Hero Basement will be the absolute thing we do.
It would be hilarious if Caper Burno was in here. It would be really funny.
I've seen that too many times, so it wouldn't actually be much surprising. Like, there have been some mean things that rendered it to me over the years, so
Shovel.
Let's see. I mean, sure.
Yeah, fetch quest would be great. Oh, we just slash him. That's the wrong flat blue thing.
Yeah, I mean, we could have that for an eternity, but I don't think we didn't really mind not having it.
It's kind of funny that's our first shield, though. What are we, hour 15 in? Hour 17?
Yep.
Yeah. And it's not here. Nope. Okay, so Tower of Hera. Hera basement. Let's go.
Mirror in Hera basement.
What else does Tylersalt have left to do that hasn't been done already? I'm trying to think here. Okay, we're just taking the long way up the mountain then. Okay. We're going to Hera basement. Or are we going to Spike Cave first? We're going to Spike Cave first.
Spike Cave first. I mean, sure.
That down the hat. I mean, it could just be Burna for Mirror in Spike Cave, so.
Yep. Could be. Like, Tyler might also be worried about pod tiers, though. There are the 4 checks that are the 3 checks that are in logic. Of the 4 keys that Tyler has.
You know what? I am kind of surprised he hasn't been thinking about that. What are you doing? Does he have a ferry? He has a ferry. Okay.
Yeah, he has a ferry.
Okay. There it is. Okay. Meanwhile, IConIC is about to finish up Turtle Rock, so if something is a Spike Cave, he just does it. Oh my gosh, really?
It is Hera basement.
Woof.
Unless we collectively missed the check, which I definitely wouldn't put past me. I have done that before.
Are we going to pod before Hyrule Basement? Yep.
Probably. Like, it's 3 items versus 1.
Yep. For
Now
all we know, yeah. For all we know, it's just a pod small in Hyrule Basement. For all we know.
Now the interesting thing here will be the Thieves Town big key will allow us 1 logical check in Thieves Town right now. It would be a dungeon that we can finish, but like it's that 1 check versus Hera Basement. Would Tylersalt be willing to do Hera Basement here, Thieves Town here, or might be just hedging his bets and say, well, Thieves Town is just 1 logical check. I have to leave behind an item, and it's not that likely that it is yet, and might just be going for Hera Basement first here anyway.
I mean, it seems like Tylersalt is really going out of his way to not do Hera Basement right now.
I mean, I absolutely can understand it. It's
because you have to go out of your way to actually do it.
Yeah, but if the mirror is there is no other way to get it.
Correct.
And, you have to do it that way, so...
Well, you can get 1 6 key lock thing here.
Yep. I mean, one thing that also Chet mentioned is, I mean, we would get access to Pet with doing these down here. No, we don't. We don't have Pocket.
No,
never mind. That is still
this being a pendant is really like blocking the whole thing, and I think this really is gonna. Like, when does IConIC decide to do Hera Basement before Tylersalt? Unless there's something in this chest here. What is it? It's not important. And Tyler could maybe save scum this other chest?
I mean, you could, but given that Tylersalt is at full health currently and would need to do a death warp for that, which I mean...
That's why I said maybe.
Terrible here. It just feels too long to set up to really be worth it, I feel like. Like, it could absolutely be game-breaking here if that is either the mirror or the Castle Tower small key.
I mean, Tyler's probably going to go to Thieves Town after this. More likely than not. And then IConIC is going to find the Hera small here. Yeah, I think it was here, right? And then maybe make a Hail Mary for that, which would swing this thing right back in IConIC's favor.
There's the pod key.
Sure.
There's the Hera key. Is IConIC starting on the mountain?
No,
starting on the mountain. Are we putting out the hook shots?
Yeah.
That's a flute. That's a flute.
Well, I guess we're not doing that. Not yet, anyway.
Would have been exciting for sure. Looks like we're getting hammer packs first.
Yeah. In order for Palace of Darkness to lock the mirror, we'd still need 2 more pod keys, and we don't think we have that on the table anywhere.
No, I don't think so.
So no, this is looking like it's definitely going to be the mirror or the desert small. It could be mirror, it could be shovel, it could be fetch quest, sure. It could be desert small.
Could be desert small leading to the other 2 pod small keys. That would be hilarious.
Yeah. That would be hilarious, but I've never known logic to be that obtuse.
You know, I never encountered it before, but I have seen some wacky stuff, so never say never. IConIC going to pick up some money.
Oh, hasn't done this yet. Yeah, this is 300.
So yeah, slowly but surely IConIC is making his way back into this race situation. Like, still at a disadvantage, just given off the fact that Tylersalt has overall done more of the one-offs. But IConIC has everything they need to find the mirror first here.
Going to Zora?
Yeah.
Looks like we may, Tylersalt may be bottlenecking to this around the same time that IConIC is. I think depends on how quickly Blind gets done here versus how quickly Zora gets done. I don't think IConIC has anything left after this.
There is still the Harmless Hallway and Pod that would be available, or the Pod Big Key chest.
Yeah, the Big Key chest is the other one.
Like, I wouldn't expect IConIC to go there simply because they're not in Logic, not even remotely yet.
No.
So there's not much point to just go out of the way without the Pod Big Key.
Well, I guess there's something else he hasn't done, but Castle Tower, yeah.
Castle Tower, yeah. So, yeah. Tylersalt is in the much better position here because I think Tylersalt is absolutely out of checks. Like, there is, I don't think, any check left that Tylersalt can do aside from Hero Basement.
Looks like it. It really stinks. This is one of those situations where it's like, well, this is okay. My opponent definitely didn't do this either. Like, let's be real.
Yes, to an extent.
No, my opponent definitely did not do this either. I'm not exactly calm about this, but I'm not like, okay, it's the end of the world. Because there's no way, right? Like I'm up against a crazy hooligan if I get beat by this.
I mean, you probably don't expect your opponent to have found the mirror 30 minutes ago, but you could reasonably expect them to be maybe 2 or 3 minutes earlier, skipping out on potentially Castle Tower, maybe not Red Bomb because you need the Hera Small, but like maybe not do some of the one-offs that you completed here for Tyler. So like there may be 1 or 2 minutes your opponent might have been earlier to the mirror, but like, it's definitely not too far-fetched expecting your opponent to nearly last locate this. Which IConIC might actually be go-to right here. Too. Did IConIC finish Castle Tower or just abort it? Because this is way too quick for Castle Tower, I would say.
IConIC, yeah, it got both chests in there.
Okay. Well, okay. I just didn't pay any attention really.
I mean, we already knew it was not the answer.
Yes.
This is a race again.
Yeah, this is a race. I mean, Tylersalt has an advantage, like about a minute. Maybe. But
he has an entire Hera basement ahead of him. That's it. Is it the mirror? It's the mirror. Why? Oh. Well, there's a lot of small keys just lying about all over the place, so one of them could be Castle Tower.
One of them could be, but you still need a Pod Big Key now. You do have Swamp to finish at least, and Swamp allows you to pick up the Castle Tower on Lake Hylia.
Raylan, correct me if I'm mistaken. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but this is relevant. Was there not a small key on top of Spectacle Rock?
There was. That seems like a missed opportunity there.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually absolutely agree now that you remind me. Like, Tylersalt maybe, getting blinded by the fact that you just found the thing that we were looking for. Now you have a lot of options where to go to, need to think through that. And yeah, missing that small key there, that could be bad. Let's see if IConIC remembers. No.
No, nor did IConIC remember. Wow, okay. So we're just putting all our eggs into the swamp basket, huh?
Yeah. Like, I definitely don't blame him. We still need a big key. We do have GT now open, so...
yeah, we need 2 of them, yeah.
We need a big key and a small key because we just need. No.
We need 2 big keys and 1 small key.
All right, GT. I completely forgot about GT. Like I always just treat the GT big key as something I just pick up along the way, but no, we didn't. No,
we got plenty of small keys for it, so
yeah.
I'm thinking, you know what? That double firebar room, looking right at you, homie. Pod base right up in there, huh?
Can you just glue 2 small keys keys together to get a big one?
It could.
Maybe that works.
I don't think it would fit the lock exactly. All right, we are not skipping left side for Tyler. This could be a turning point here if IConIC decides to skip.
It could be. Like, I mean, we're looking for 3 keys, 2 bigs, 1 small. So we're looking for enough stuff yet to to justify this, but on the other hand, like, we do have an entire swamp bag yet available to us. We know a lot of small keys around the overworld that could be the 1 small that we need. And GT has up to 27 items. Like, well, 5 of them cannot be the big key, granted, but it's still a lot of checks up there that could just all that we need. So, like, I get doing left side immediately. It is the more efficient way, but I could definitely see someone should just say go to the boss first and then think about maybe wanting to left side or not. That's a thief sounds small. Yeah, I mean, that takes away from the small keys out in the overworld. That could be useful. There's a cape on left side, and IConIC is going to.
Okay, so it's a wash here, I guess.
Yeah. Like,
I don't think anybody's even so much as looked at Bumper Ledge.
No, I don't think we ever saw that. You're right.
That Thieves Town small key is really annoying.
Oh, it absolutely is. Like, you are never gonna check that before GT.
I mean, it was never gonna check Hera Basement either, but now I'm like, well, is this seed is this the worst or is it not? So, you know.
Yeah, but now at this point you are back to the point, well, we are basically close together, and if you go out for an out of the way check like Thieves Town, it takes at least 1.5 minutes, if not more. To get for a single check, like, that could be very well the 1.5 minutes that you lose this race.
Versus 22 in Ganon's Tower.
22 in Ganon's Tower alone. And then the pedestal.
Where the big key is. Pedestal,
Like,
plus all these mirror one-offs. This is not a good position for anybody. Oh, good, we know that's a crystal. Congratulations.
Oh, hey, yeah, that's so valuable information.
Right.
What would we have done without that?
Hey, the dungeon's in logic now.
Yeah.
It's just tying the logic together in the dungeon. That's all it is.
Yeah, I mean, the map and compass for dungeon itself can be on the boss. Like, they are just considered for the dungeon price. But they have to be around somewhere. So crystal maps and compasses have to be outside of.
All right. So here's what I'm doing if I'm Tylersalt. I finish this. I might do Bombo's tablet, but I definitely pick up that small key over on the island.
You absolutely pick up. Yeah, you absolutely pick up that one.
And then on my route up to Ganon's Tower, I go up to Spectacle Rock, get that key on the way back up. Maybe I stop for the one on the floating island outside Hookshot Cave, and I just do all that on my way to GT.
Yeah.
Nice arrow.
Now, this might have been the intended route for Tyler from the start. I would say it would have been way smarter to check the Spectacle Rock one first anyway, because then you wouldn't have to go out of your way for Lake Hylia if that was the wasn't the one. But,
of course, he's doing none of that and just making a beeline for GT.
I guess maybe, you know. I definitely can see it now. You last located this mirror on Tyler side.
I
so
get
you
it. Oh,
might
not
use
even going up the small key right up here. Probably maybe just forgot the key is there.
Oh, that can easily happen. But if you do, this could be very, very bad for you. Like
I know
Tyler
going this way is faster to get to GT, but like, man, I'm not leaving that key behind.
No, you do not leave that key behind. Although, nah, you should pick it up first because like you don't have the GT big key yet, so you might worry about having to go back down anyway, and then you can just check that key after. You do GT basement, but it's just so likely that the GT big key is just in GT, and then if you do that, you have to climb the mountain anyway because you lose your Dark World access to that key.
All right,
you cannot just go into GT.
Here's something IConIC is doing that Tyler did not.
Yeah.
It is. Oh my god.
Big key. To pod.
This race is done. This is done.
Oh.
Done. This race is done. Straight up. Yeah, that's huge. That is absolutely huge.
It is huge. But there is still the castle towers. It's the Desert Palace one on Floating Island. There's still the castle tower situation, and IConIC does not have 5 pod keys yet. So IConIC will at the moment be forced to leave something behind on pod as of now.
Oh my god.
There's another big key. If that is GT and it's Terra. It had to be somewhere. That's a big bullet dodge for Tyler here. Which, I mean, to be fair, that Terra big chest is not out of question yet.
No, it's true.
And IConIC is going to pod, will be able to turn in a dependent. But IConIC only has 4 pod small keys, so yeah, that will mean IConIC has to leave behind a check-in pod. And if that one is either the GT big key or the Hyrule Castle Tower small key, and that one might be worse. Yeah, this is still very much open.
Yeah, also, but that pod big being on that tablet is really bad for Tyler.
It is, but it depends a bit on where the GT big key is. If that is very, very deep here in GT, and now there's another pod small key. If IConIC is forced to clear out the basement anyway for that GT big key, like Tyler has to single out that tablet for the pod big key, but it might not be terrible. It would potentially allow Tyler to just go mode pod, whereas IConIC is cleaning up the remaining checks in here, which could be an advantage.
Yeah.
But it will all hinge on that GT big key location.
Yeah, I don't know when Tyler goes back for Helene.
And the Castle Tower key.
Yeah, let's see. What's left for Tyler? You got the island, you got the tablet, you have Hera Big Chest. You're not going to do Hera Big Chest, you don't have that key. The mirror checks, like Graveyard Ledge, K45, checkerboard. You got the Desert Palace small key, so that's another thing. Desert Palace is going to be a thing. Not pedestal, so there's that. There's GT big.
Okay. Yeah, so now it will depend on where is that Castle Tower small key.
Yes.
IConIC did not pick up the one on Lake Hylia, right?
No.
So yeah, this is potentially good for Tylersalt. As that would mean that IConIC cannot just feasibly skip out on cleaning GT basement after the big key.
That's vanilla.
In a way, I guess.
No, that is exactly vanilla.
Yeah,
it's right where that's supposed to be.
Huh. Yeah, actually. Huh.
We can get a pedestal pull from IConIC. There's that.
I mean,
nobody's checked it. Nobody read it. We had this
could be
book
the
forever.
Castle Tower small key. Could have been the GT big key for all we knew, but that is not going to be the case. There's a small key for mine.
With your Tyler, do you skip the tile room?
I don't think you outright skip it, given that you're still looking for the pot big key. Question is, do you go to the compass room first? Would be more efficient to just immediately do it.
Well, just doing it right now.
Yeah, this way is the more efficient way, because you just need to go one way. Like if you were just missing the castle tower big key, the castle tower small key, I could have seen it. Like, you know, some more small keys out in the overworld. So there, you could have made a case there to just risk it.
All right, we're gonna see what this key is, by the way.
Oh, this is huge. This is a pot key.
Okay.
And just after IConIC got out of pot, but IConIC just did green pendant, right? Did not any of the remaining checks on pot, or
just the green pendant. That was it. Didn't open up the last chest.
Yes, didn't go for harmless hellway, didn't go for pot big, didn't go for
pretty brazen move. Especially after that tablet pull.
Yeah. I mean, again, IConIC didn't have enough pot keys to do all checks in there. So had to choose if doing so. So maybe just saying, well, maybe wait until I get one more pot key and then maybe check after. Yeah.
Alright, so this is going to be desert. Yeah. Still looking for Castle Tower number 2, and considering, you know, we've had 4 GT Smalls since the very beginning of the game. Certainly you've had a lot of them for a while.
Yeah. But that might also just mean that they were basically placed as useless things that just had to be anywhere, somewhere, because you need all 4 eventually.
Just coincidental sphere, coincidental sphere 1 flotsam. Yeah, probably. I mean, they're all 4 of them are logically required.
Yes, but the second castle tower key does not lock. Does lock a single check, one that we know has 10 arrows, so it is not going to be required for anything, and thus can be literally anywhere except on Lumberjack, which we know it is not going to be.
If Mimic Cave has the castle tower small, that'll be hilarious.
Yeah,
and it's only funny. And it's only funny because I'm not playing the seed and have no horse in this race.
Pretty much. Like there's a lot of terrible scenarios that can happen.
Oh yeah.
Like, off of that mirror location, now the mirror checks are just scattered throughout the overworld, and there were no good ways to route them in any way. So if one of them is required, well, it's gonna be awful.
I mean, we've yet to see Hyrule Big Chest.
Absolutely, and if that is required, this could be.
All right, let's run this down. List of terrible one-offs that we have not seen. Hera Big, Thieves Town Big, Mimic Cave, the Hylia Island small key was abandoned. There's that. We have Checkerboard Cave is not terrible, especially in conjunction with like a Desert Palace play, so I'm not counting that.
Graveyard Ledge is
not fun. Yeah,
not fun. It's not the worst, but it's definitely not good.
And Palace of Darkness Big Key Chest.
Yeah. Like, more so for Tyler, who has done everything else in there. IConIC potentially has... I mean, we also never did see Pod Big Chest, so...
Pod Big Chest is another one. Nice burner. And at this point, we're down to more garbage checks than we have good ones. Straight up. This is very frustrating to play. Man, it ain't in here, huh?
Well, one more check to go. Like, this isn't cross hunt, so there is an item after this fight.
It ain't here. Straight up, it ain't here.
Nope.
Yeah.
It ain't here.
I absolutely did not feel its energy. 100% did not feel that.
That was the last pot key for IConIC, so that is taken care of. So, crucially, IConIC did not decide to check Hera Big Chest before going into GT, which to an extent I can understand. Do you mirror out of the basement and check Hera Big Chest before you climb?
Yes, I do that. I don't know if IConIC does it, but I do that. You know, Tylersalt put all of his eggs into the GT basket and only really came out with one thing. So GT's empty.
Yeah, which does not necessarily have to be bad for Tylersalt, as this could put them in a position where Tylersalt finds the Castle Tower small key before the pot big one.
Mm-hmm. Right, where do you go? I'd say desert. Desert
Yeah.
and yeah.
Desert and Checkerboard Cave feels like the quickest set of checks that you have available. You could also just check Lake Hylia Island as a one-off, because you know it's a small key. Which, I mean, might not make that much sense rushing in the context of that you need a big key still, so you might want to consider other checks too.
Oh, this is incredible stroke of luck from Tylersalt. Deciding to come back to this immediately after.
Well,
Yeah. Here's this thinking. I'm thinking he does this first and just starts routing north from here to K45 and then maybe Thieves Town, Big Chest.
the thing is, this now puts Tylersalt also in the position of just needing to find the Castle Tower big key and could pull him to pot where it's not gonna be. Instead of
there's one thing we haven't seen in there. It may actually be there.
No, we don't know yet, but this could both be good and bad for Tylersalt in the sense that it could lead Tylersalt to do checks that don't lead to the Castle Tower small key.
Yeah, this this Castle Tower small key is one of the more obnoxious ones I've seen in recent memory. I've seen some bad ones, don't get me wrong, and this is far from the worst I've ever seen.
I don't think it is a bad one, but it's not a bad one because of it's the Castle Tower small key alone. But it's bad because the mirror was so terrible, creating such an awful set of locations.
Quite my point, actually. Yeah.
So,
where are we going? Is he finally going to get that small key on the island?
Yeah. I mean, you know it's a small key. You have to go for it, especially because you're now in small key go mode.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess it's Meyer 3.
We have seen it. I want to say for my con. No, we did. We did. No, we didn't. Am I confusing things? It is the Castle Tower small key.
That's literally the first thing Tylersalt looked at in the whole video game. Tylersalt's first play was to check that key, that island, and then go to Sahasrara by Eastern Palace. The first thing Tylersalt looked at in the scene was that key.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and unfortunately for IConIC, just finding the pot big key and then not committing to at least check that small key.
Yeah, that is going for Tylersalt.
Yep.
So now the clock is starting for IConIC here. But
I think that clock is already run down because
I think you might be right. Yeah.
IConIC will be finishing GT as Tylersalt will be finishing Pod.
Yeah,
And that's if IConIC is quick here, because Tylersalt seems just be faster on finishing Pod anyway.
Man, oh man. Make sure you remember where your visible small keys are, everybody.
Yep.
Sheesh.
Like, Tylersalt getting a bit lucky there of the key on Spectacle Rod not being the one required. If that was the Castle Tower small key, that would have been a completely different outcome of the race.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely do remember your small keys if you're looking for a Castle Tower one.
So a little bit of luck, put Tylersalt ahead here. Good fortune with the hook shot.
I mean, yes, good fortune with the hook shot, but that kinda
things eventually hit parity anyway. Yeah.
Because of that mirror location and the willingness the unwillingness of Tylersalt to check Hera basement by any means necessary, pretty much. Whereas I want to say IConIC didn't completely last located.
No,
but maybe did. I'm not sure.
I mean, there was a 1 minute difference between Tylersalt and IConIC finding the mirror.
Yeah. And after that difference and finding the hookshot, that is not something you would necessarily expect. But yeah, we see it here, IConIC on Aga 2, as Tylersalt already has picked up the green pendant, so yeah. Unless there are some very, very big mistakes from Tylersalt coming up here in the very last segments of the race here, this will not be enough for IConIC to close the gap. And that is only if IConIC just decides to go to Lake Hylia Island next. 2 to 3 is definitely not helping Tylersalt. That's 10 seconds lost. Or so.
Instead of what? Go to 5?
Going to 4. You wanted to go to
the 3. Okay. I don't know why I thought 3 was in front of the house, but yeah, that definitely. Yeah, you don't want to. Yeah. Maybe he's like, what's his name? A millionaire is like, I don't need your help anymore. I just want to let you know I'm about to finish the siege.
Let's see where IConIC flutes to. And that's a 6. So yeah.
Desert, yeah.
I mean, it absolutely makes sense. Desert and checkerboard cave.
It's the play I would have made.
It's definitely a play that I would have made in Tylersalt's position, still looking for for big key. Like in a position where IConIC is looking for only a small key. Like, I would probably have preferred to check Lake Hylia Island anyway, because it's a known small key.
It's a known small key, yeah.
And, I mean, actually, on the tracker, does IConIC even miss? Well, there's a Skullwood small key, I guess, that IConIC doesn't have yet, so
right.
There's that. But I think IConIC has every other
What
small
an idiot. I'm just laughing at the guards, sorry. These guards are so inept. Who hired these people?
Well, Ganon, probably.
Yeah, right? What a terrible employee he is. Well, let's see his LinkedIn page. LinkedIn. Okay. I'll never make that joke again. Goddamn.
I mean, I guess it could be the King of Hyrule. I'm not exactly sure on how the law is changing the allegiance or the loyalty of the guards here.
Yeah, probably Ganon like cut the budget in half or something.
Yeah, maybe something like that. Okay, and IConIC going back to the swamp portal. Or the King's House portal. This might be Lake Hylia Island.
This probably is Lake Hylia Island, but The damage is already done.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate for IConIC here. Was the one to find the pot big key first. Even just did the boss in pot, so skipped out on the remaining checks. But of the 3 small keys known in the overworld, decided to check the 2 that were not the Hyrule Castle small key one.
And by the time the decision needed to be made, I think Tylersalt was already on the way.
Yeah. Like, again, even if IConIC would have gone straight to Lake Hylia Island after GT, Tylersalt would have had like at least half an Agatha climb advantage, which like 1 or 2 minutes with this equipment, you are not going to make up on execution unless your opponent makes a huge mistake, which you never should bank on. I mean, it can always happen, so never always play until your opponent has at least put in the finish. But, like, that's Aga 1 done for Tylersalt.
That's the last dungeon.
Yep. And Ganon with Butter Sword, Silvers, Red Mail, 17 Hearts.
Yeah, academic.
Half Magic. I think Tylersalt doesn't have the ferry anymore, so technically, if you just somehow run into Ganon 15 times, you might die.
No, there's one.
Yeah. You need 6 hits for first and second phase respectively, so like not much time you need to spend in those to get hit even, and 4 slashes for third phase. And then for silver arrows, Tylersalt has 11 and a full half magic bar. So
yeah, like I said, pretty much just academic.
Yeah. Like, there is that one small thing where you have to put in concentration, like for a split second at the end there, not walk up too far too soon. You can put yourself in a position where you prevent a bridge from spawning. Tylersalt not going too far up. And yeah.
Well, that will do it.
Just needs to press up up for like a second more after this cutscene finishes.
There you go, Tylersalt.
There we go.
First place with an official time 1:56.24.
Yep. As IConIC is about to start the Aga 1 fight. Yep.
So it won't be too far behind, but just enough to be not the greatest.
Yep. Which means that Tylersalt will be advancing in second position out of the group now. Crucially, this means Tylersalt is 3-3, IConIC is 2-3 after this race, with 1 more race to go. But with the tiebreaker rules that are established, even if IConIC wins last race against, I want to say Iceman was the last one in the group, might be off on that, but whoever it is, IConIC would also be put on 3-3 with a 1-1 score against Tylersalt, which means the tiebreaker would consider the score attained against the number 1 person in the group, Gamachu, of which Tylersalt has managed to go 1-1. IConIC did not. So, yeah. Tylersalt has advanced to the brackets and joined us here in the commentary booth. So,
hey,
GG.
Congratulations, Tyler.
Hey, thank you. I really made it hard on myself this tournament.
Well, he damn near gave you a conniption when you flew away from GT without. Well, he flew away from Hera after the mirror without checking that small key sitting on that spectral rock thing. Like there were 3 visible small keys, and it just happened. Yeah. The very first thing you looked at in the scene happened to be your go mode.
Yeah, right.
Which I find absolutely hilarious.
It's very, that's very funny. You know, I thought about the Hera or the Spec Rock key, but I would have had to go back to the TR portal before climbing if I had gotten it then. So I figured, all right, that was going to be my my next stop, if that small key on Lake Hylia Island hadn't been the key, I would have at that point beaten Pod and then gone up and done Spec Rock then. I think that would have been faster. So, but yeah, it was on my mind for sure. But I was like,
Okay.
I don't want to have to run over into the portal again.
Well, it worked out. You were about. Let's see if we can wait for IConIC to finish up here before. See if he wants to come in for interviews before I really get into the meat of the discussion here. So that's Ganon down for IConIC. And,
GG's.
yeah, props to IConIC for finishing it out here. Just a 3-minute difference here, despite some very wild deferring routing and some very unfortunate skips on both sides.
Yeah.
So came up to, yeah. We'll wait for IConIC to come in. We'll see if he'll be willing to join us here. So definitely want to save these questions for both of y'all.
Whew, I am shaking. This is.
I know that feeling all too well. When everything is on the line and you're just staring at that button, you're like, please finish, please finish, please finish. It's the most intense feeling you could have playing this game.
Yeah, no, it was a lot, and like I said, I definitely made it hard on myself with those, starting 0-3 in the group. I was this close to just dropping from the tournament, and I was like, this is, I'm not having fun, whatever. But I was convinced to stay in, and I'm glad that I did, because here we are.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I'm not sure IConIC is going to come in, so I'll just say you guys were about, despite a skipped hook shot from
I heard about
IConIC.
that.
Yeah, you guys had a minute difference between the mirror. You were first to the mirror by a single minute.
Oof.
And IConIC had decided to go do Bombos tablet immediately after Swamp and pulled that pod big right then and there.
Yeah, right then
and
there.
That was that looked like it was gonna be the end for you there, considering all that was left to be found was GT big, which was just in GT, and then Castle Tower small. But nobody had ever gone over to Lake Hylia Island. And I think if IConIC had maybe done that sooner rather than later,
if IConIC had done that right after Swamp, it would have been over.
This story would be entirely different.
Yeah. Whew, man. This mode creates a lot of choices. I think that coming out of Swamp Palace with that late to the mirror, I think both of our decisions there were extremely defensible, right?
Yeah.
I got 27 checks in GT. I've had 4 GT smalls since the 20-minute mark.
Earlier, I think. Those are seeded to you rapidly. It was crazy.
Maybe 3 GT smalls before going to CAC or something. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Or coming out of it at least. And so I was like, there's gotta be
it's very very clear while all those eggs were in that basket. It just turns out, big key was in the rando room, right? That's 4 key. That's 4 key locked, right?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
The rando room is, I think, 3 key locked. Oh.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
So, because I know Compass room is 4 key locked. And the you know what though? I'm thinking about cross keys key logic, which is I think slightly different.
Okay, maybe I am too. In fact, I probably am.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just I was like, there's got to be at least one of these pieces in GT, and numerically, there's a pretty good chance that it's 2 or maybe even all 3. So I'm gonna go to GT in that situation probably 10 times out of 10.
Right, and then you made a really clutch decision to go back to Bombos tablet pretty much right after all of that, when you had you had I had at that point I had bumper ledge and graveyard ledge, which bumper ledge I was really sus about because I got that cape
Left Side Swamp, and I almost went there before doing anything else.
Nobody ever
Just like,
looked.
But
We have no idea what's there.
yeah. And then I didn't go back for the stuff in Desert. I had the Thieves Town Big Chest, and then the Spec Rock Key and Mimic Cave.
Yeah, stuff
so
in
I think it's
Desert
like
as well.
That grouping of Bombos Tablet and K45 and Lake Hylia Island, when I know one of those things is a small key, that felt like the most efficient play at the moment. And the Hera Big Chest too. So after that, but yeah, no, it's a rough seed that I inflicted on us. But I was kind of hoping for a full Cleary kind of seed, hoping that I would be able to just be more efficient and have better execution. But yeah, we made it work.
Yeah, you certainly got there. So with some good decisions and some decent luck, managed to pull that out. I guess that's all we can really ask for at the end of the day, right?
That's what this game is about: making good decisions and having a little bit of luck. So
that's all.
But GG's
No,
to IConIC.
hope it all works out.
After IConIC, by the way, whooped my butt in open in my first match in the tournament. I was pretty worried about this. IConIC is a good runner. I think we've matched up on ladder a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
So I was definitely taking this super seriously, and I'm glad it was a close race.
All right, well, I think that's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything left to really discuss here. Well, we obviously your Palace of Darkness decision to triple dip that. Yeah,
that felt real bad. When I went back there and got the Thieves Town Big Key, I was like, oh no. And it's funny because in my race against Gamma, in my open race against Gamma the other night, that was like leaving pod or not was the kind of big crux in that seed, right? Where it was Samaria too. Samaria was in the front of pod, and Gamma bailed without doing Pendant Helma, and I did Pendant Helma, and it had the hard required Ether Medallion. So it's funny that decision was the kind of a critical decision in both of these races, and it was the same item that you bail after. But like I had all of those TR smalls, like I had a full clearable key logic wise TR for a long time. So it's like there was absolute garbage in there. Just like the first bottle, I think was the only thing of any value in TR. So that felt really bad, and then having to triple dip pod, but no, I'm glad that I was efficient enough to give me the space to make a mistake like that and still come out on top.
I mean, I can absolutely understand in that situation, trying to follow that cane there. Pod was a pendant that was known, so the big key could have been feasibly in GT. Like, there's 12 items in TR. Like, one of them is gonna be the mirror, right? Like,
exactly, yeah.
So it's just so likely that you are able to get into the GT after to find the pod big key on the way, and the back of pod might not even be that required, because there's the 3 items that are locked by 4 keys logically, but the rest of them are by 6 keys. And
right, and I only had 3 going in.
So it's unlikely that the 6 key checks are gonna be relevant really. So it felt definitely like a reasonable risk to take there, and was unfortunate that the GT big key was there straight up behind that in the 4 key checks.
Next
but
check, yeah.
You never know, and like if you had gotten the pod key that earlier on the way before GT, you could have easily come back there, clean out the rest, and it wouldn't have mattered too much. And like if the mirror would have been anywhere else, literally
anywhere else, yeah.
Like you might have had an even bigger advantage over IConIC, but
that's
sometimes
mirror feels like the worst possible thing to hard last location in Hera Basement. Like they're like the mirror makes getting there easier. It's like it feels bad to go down there without the mirror. So it's like that felt real bad for sure. But like given where the small key was and given like everything else, I think once I got that, it felt pretty bad. But I was like, there's like it would be hard not to be just incredibly as late as possible to this mirror, given what the seed was giving us at the time. So
yeah, that Hera Small was buried.
I don't even remember where it was.
Pyramid.
Red
Oh, it
ball.
was in Pyramid Fairy. Oh yeah,
Yep.
that's right.
So like you had to finish the red crystals, which included Mire. Not exactly sure which was the last one. Was it
TR, Iron TR.
Okay. Yeah, I only caught Mire, but yeah, that's an awful set of red crystals to even get to.
I had that. I had Mire and TR red crystals against Gamma as well.
Oh. Seems like a theme going on here.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks for the restream. Really appreciate it. Thank you, chat. We love you. Yeah, go to brackets. Let's go.
Let's go. You're in there.
The win made it in.
Yeah, hopefully I'll see you there. I got some grinding to do myself.
Let's go, dude.
As do I. So.
All right, so there's plenty more races coming at you pretty soon. There's a lot more random to be played, and brackets haven't even started yet. So lots more games coming today. I know there's
One of them is at 7 p.m. Eastern on the SpeedGaming main channel between Average Frustrated Gamer, really putting the length of names here to the test. Dr. Bowser.
Yeah. I think some people refer to Average Frustrated Gamer as the barcode.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just squeeze that name inside there. Yeah, so that's a race that I might be doing more commentary for. So you might be hearing me again for that one. So
we'll about 4 hours.
Jesus, is that close already? Sheesh, I really don't have any free time anymore today, huh?
Yeah. And straight after that, there will be the race at 9 p.m. Between Nochibato and Clink, which for myself is actually quite relevant because that's my group.
That's your group.
Yeah, depending on that outcome, that will make my race more or less important.
Okay, so that's you never want to have to rely on somebody else, right?
Well, I mean, my situation is pretty clear. I have to take the win because if I lose, I'm out.
Right.
The thing is, if I win, depending on who wins that match tonight, I'm either through directly or I have to go to tiebreaker.
All right. So you got basically you just have to win and then your win is stay alive. Okay. Well, so good luck to you there. So that's coming up on SpeedGaming, both SpeedGaming Prime for both races. It looks like we have Open for AFG versus Dr. Bowser and 80 Keys for Noshibato versus Clink. So. We'll see you back here on SpeedGaming around then. Maybe I'll be here alongside y'all. So, yeah, lots more rando coming at you. Keep an eye out.
There is actually one more race even after that on that very SpeedGaming channel with Plasma Cup versus Dixon at midnight Eastern. So, yeah. If you want to have some late night rando or early morning rando in you, that's your chance.
For me, that's technically tomorrow, so I guess I admit it is. But yeah, that'll be about 3 afters after the Noshibato Clink. So, hey, come check it all out. It's gonna be fun, what time it is. So, yeah, have a good time. Until then, I guess we'll see you later. So, have a good time until then.
See ya.
Bye for now.